Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. In this video, I'm going to share with you the best way to maximize the virtual ecosystem flywheel. And this approach has made me and many others 5 to 6 figures worth of profit in the ecosystem. And it's what pretty much no one has been talking about because people haven't really put the effort in. Now, what I'm going to share with you, unlike people who share tickers and everything, they benefit when they share what for you to buy and all of that stuff. What I'm sharing with you is actually going to work against me and my bags. So if you wouldn't mind, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, make it worth it for me to at least build up my following. While you're at it, also follow me on Twitter. Now, in this video, I'm going to assume that you've already watched my introduction video to the virtual ecosystem. I'm not going to go through the basics here. I'm going to assume you understand it. I've linked that video down below. Please watch it and then come back here. So let's start with the fundamental problem. We're taking a look here at Kaito and the Virtuals leaderboard. And while InfoFi has been great, what we're starting to see is more of the same slop that, for example, people who don't know much about a topic or they already have a big audience, because they get a lot of engagement, they start ranking up, they start showing up on your feed versus smaller creators who can actually provide you with some alpha. So let me just show you. And by the way, no diss on Zora here because Zora, for the most part, does share decent alpha, but I have not seen a single worthwhile alpha come from him regarding the virtuals ecosystem. This is somebody who, for example, and you're gonna it'll probably make more sense why I'm bringing this up when we get into the video, but he was staking $35,000 worth of virtual agent tokens and getting like 3,000 points a day. And he's finally saying, forget it. But these are some of the people who you are seeing rise to the top of the leaderboard because they've already got very good followings. And honestly, they deserve it because they've got good followings, but that's not good for you because you're not getting the information that you need to capitalize. Compare that to Jonah, and Real Jonah Blake is actually one of the worst content creators in the space. Every opportunity to shill and back scammers like Frank the Gods, this guy will take it. And this guy's here showing up on the leaderboard despite just shilling his terrible token. So this is what you're seeing if you follow those on the leaderboard. And I'm going to implore you to check out some other content creators besides myself that I think will add value to you. But today, we're going to start off through my 4-stage process for virtuals. So we're going to start off with maximizing virgin points. Then we're going to get into identifying what the good launches are, where you should be spending those virgin points. Then we'll get into minimizing your costs. And finally, how do you take profit? Because obviously, it doesn't matter if you've got like thousands and thousands of dollars in tokens and agents, but you've got to have an exit strategy. So we'll cover all 4 of these bases. So we'll start off with the wallet cluster. And this is the approach I recommend. Now, obviously, you don't have to have all of these types of wallets, but I do implore you, if you are taking any of these strategies, that you isolate them. So the first one is Kaito. So if you are yapping on Twitter, if you're basically getting yapping points for talking about virtuals, if you've got staked Kaito or YT Kaito over 5,000, well, I would recommend you isolate your wallet, because this way, if you do go into a sort of TP cooldown from selling an agent, you don't have to basically give up your Kaito points, right? You want to isolate it so it's worth it for you to get out when you do. Also considering that the team has been reconsidering if Kaito will be nerfed by TP cooldown. So I'd recommend, if you got any sort of Kaito earning potential, isolate that on a separate wallet. Now, number 2, or the second type of wallet, is if you want to stake your virtual. I know some people like doing that because you do earn a sufficient amount of yapping VE virtual points. It's not that much, but you also get airdrops. So within the first 2 weeks of staking on that one wallet where I do it, I've almost covered the virtual that I staked for 2 years. Like I said, I covered this in sort of like the basic introduction video and all of that. However, once again, if you have a separate wallet for this, I know a lot of people have gotten into trouble because they went to go sell an agent and they ended up selling their airdrops and going, oh my God, I didn't realize they airdropped it to me yet. And now if you sell an airdrop from the virtual team, you don't get any future airdrops. So if you're doing it, please isolate. And then the main strategy, and the one that's relevant today, and I say this because the virtual team will continue to adapt strategies, and I'm going to teach you how to stay on top of this. But beyond that, you've got to understand that what's good today may not be good tomorrow, may not be good the next week. You have to keep your eyes open and adapt. This is literally an evolution of the game, because 2 weeks ago, the Kaito wallet strategy was the best strategy. There was no nerf, no cooldown, nothing like that. Then they nerfed it, and all of a sudden people had to adapt. So DAB stands for Daily Active Bonus. And basically, I'm going to show you the strategy, but you can create multiple wallets. So you can have, here I have wallet C and wallet D. You can have wallet E, wallet F, whatever. And the idea here is to maximize points in each of these, and then eventually pick a good launch, use all of your points, and sell that agent and get into TP cooldown. I'm going to explain how this process works. So I did write up a tweet. Most of this is still relevant, so I'm going to go through it with you, because this is exactly how, the Web3 Secret Society, we've been sort of talking about this, and sort of I've been adjusting my approach and sharing it in the group. So I did, for the most part, what's called A/B testing. And I have tons of wallets to identify sort of the variables that affect the returns in the ecosystem. Currently, as of the time I'm making this video, the daily active bonus is the best way to get the points in the ecosystem. To compare that with yapping points, maybe you get a lot more from yaps on Twitter, but from staked Kaito, 5,000 Kaito is probably getting you like between 500 to 1,000 points, which is nice. But once you start seeing 6 figures worth of points, you're like, all right, maybe I'm doing things not optimal. So the first thing you've got to do for this process is you've got to stake a low cap Genesis agent with Greenlock. To do that, you scour. So when you go to the Virtuals webpage, and it'll load here with the upcoming, you go to ended, and you can see I got a ton of agents to pick from. I'm going to pick an agent with a green lock, preferably with more days left on it. I don't want this one because you see Chat4PT unlocks in 20 days, something a little bigger. So like Jarvis agent, 90 days, let's go check it out. By clicking on this, I go to the top and I can see what the market cap is. It's currently less than $1 million, right? So the sweet spot for me is 1.5 million or less. What you want to do is capture the more percentage supply of a token. So obviously, my goal is to spend about $1,000. This is what I do on every single wallet. I put one low cap Genesis agent, I put $1,000 in, it's got to have a green lock. And because it's a low market cap token, my $1,000 captures a bigger percentage of that token's supply. And because of that, it's going to help me with my daily active bonus. This is what I found with the A/B testing improves my shot. Comparatively, let's say instead of this Jarvis agent, which is at $1 million, I went instead to, Solace, right? Solace is sitting at 36 million. That is 36x. So I would get 1/36 of the same supply that I would get if I had staked Solace bought 1,000 and staked Solace. So I hope that makes sense. You want to focus on low cap Genesis agents with a green lock. You only have to do one. A lot of people have zero idea of what to do. They're effectively button mashing because they didn't go through the rigorous testing approach that I did. By doing so, I was able to figure out the variables that mattered. Like I said, it applied when I did it. The team could continuously adapt and modify this so that people are not just sort of one track focus, right? So I'm going to show you that method in a second. Now, The beauty about this is when you do it, sometimes the tokens will also go on a massive run, right? So when you stake these agents, yesterday I did this on a new wallet. I staked 1,000, I bought and staked $1,000 of art. It went up to 1.16K. So I'm up $160, nothing insane, but take a look at this. When I didn't know any better and I put $2,000 into 2 positions of Wint, that is now turned into $17,000. So there is some incremental upside that you can get by picking bottomed out agents that are low market cap, higher lock, because number one, the devs can't dump on you, and you can also unstake them and cash out to maximize on this as well. So I'm staking this. Hopefully it holds its value long enough for me to get it back in my wallet and dump. But look, $2,000 to $17,000. And it earned me like 60,000 daily active bonus points every single day when I was doing this. So once you have staked a token, all you got to do now is drive volume. So luckily for you, the first day that you buy and stake a token, you've already driven volume, right? So the way it works is, I bought the art token. That was buy volume, and the only volume that actually matters in this ecosystem. So you can do that. You can wash trade, which is basically you buy and then you sell. Keep in mind there is a tax. I'm going to share with you how to reduce that tax, which you pay to the Virtuals ecosystem later. I know a lot of people want to go around the tax by using other platforms and everything else. Here's the sad thing. They care about platform use. And if you want to maximize your daily active bonus points, you basically will have to burn some virtual in order to be able to maximize your points, right? Now, once you stake a token, I want you to know one more thing, which I did learn recently. When you unstake a token, you may think that you have more time to earn points. And what I did was on a wallet with multiple tokens staked, I unstaked half of the tokens and it completely killed my daily active bonus points. So the moment you unstake a token, you are basically nerfing that account's complete ability to earn that daily active bonus points. It may not happen that day of, but maybe the day after. Keep that in mind because this is very important. This is why I recommend on all new wallets when you're doing this, only stake one agent and follow this approach. Then all you've got to do is collect your massive daily active bonus points. So let me show you how you can do this testing yourself. So this is called A/B testing. And the idea here is you have a control wallet. So in this case, let's just take wallet 1. We'll say this is the control wallet. This is going to be fixed as baseline. And then on the other wallet, so in this case, 3 more wallets where I will manipulate certain criteria and then compare that to the control wallet to understand the change, take notes, and basically use that to come up with the ultimate strategy. Here's an example. So wallet 1 is control. I trade $1,000 worth of a low cap Genesis agent with a green lock. In the first variable wallet, the only thing I will change is I will double the trading volume of the agent that was used in the control wallet between these two, and then go, okay, how much daily active bonus points did I get in wallet 1 versus wallet 2, right? That should give me a good correlation coefficient of sorts, right? Typically, you'd expect it to be double, right? Then on wallet 3, I would trade the same volume, but this time no green lock versus green lock. See what the difference is, right? I'm just giving you examples, right? And then the wallet 4, in this case, everything's the same. Green lock, 1K USD volume of a Genesis agent, except from a low cap. So like the example I gave you, Art at 900K or Solace at like 36 or 37 million. What is the difference there? Is it 1/37th? Because we have a way bigger market cap, so way less tokens, right? So 1/37 of it. This is how you perform the testing. And by doing this, and this is why I want you to have this approach, this is the strategic thinking you want to have so that you can continuously adapt, right? Because there's no way that this strategy goes unfettered forever. They will make changes, and this is the framework that will help you do this yourself. So now that we've got through maximizing virgin points, right? We've I'm going to include the tweet just in case you want to see it again, but you should be focusing on daily active bonus points. The next is identifying good launches, right? When you go to the website, you're going to see all of these launches that are upcoming, right? And maybe you got 100,000 points. Where do you spend it? So my rough guide typically is to look for agents that have an oversubscription or subscribed rate of over 500%. This is not always a steadfast rule. Obviously, green lock is important. You don't want to do your own research or anything, because that means the team can dump on you. But over 500% means there's a significant amount of demand, which means that typically people will be buying it in the secondary market, right? It won't just be, hey, 100% got in and then it just starts dumping when it launches, right? Because once again, you want to avoid that. You really want to be in the best launches, right? So you want to be in a solace. Some examples I will give you is you should follow big accounts like Degen Ape Trader. This guy is pretty much 100% focused on virtuals for the most part. Very good alpha on launches. Vader does the same thing every so often. They will be posting updates on certain agents as well, like tier 3, tier 4, etc. You'll see some green ones as well, right? So you'll know exactly what to spend your points on. I'm also going to highlight some other smaller creators that I think you should follow. Here's Alpha Bull talking about Sia. Sia is decent, right? But once again, I just want to share some creators with you guys that you're following that deserve the respect and everything, because they put the time in to actually help, versus some of the nonsense you saw earlier and the nonsense I'm going to show you in a second. Another one is Office to Crypto, who does show up every single day and talk about virtuals, kind of down on his luck because, he's diluted just like I and others are, because they're just using copy pasta, right? And, dominating the leaderboard, even though they've provided zero value or quality. And, I left him a note here saying, I see people who just shill referral links and provide zero value, but that's the edge they get for building a big audience first. Hey, that's a privilege, and hey, they put the work in, so I have to respect that. But at the same time, all we can do is grind, show value, and slowly build up trust, which I try to do in every single one of my videos. So that's how you identify good launches, Vader, Degen Ape, and some of these other smaller creators. And just take a look. Obviously, you got to sort of greater than 500% subscribe is a great rule, but you don't want to be sitting there and jumping into launches every day. That's the wrong way to go. So let me sort of walk through the next step, and then we'll talk about taking profits. So minimizing your costs. One of the things I like to do, as you saw, is isolate variables. That also applies to price. This is the price of virtuals. It's currently down from $2.50 to a little under $2. You probably saw on Twitter, I dumped my entire virtuals bag at like $2.15, or pretty much most of it. And that's because when you're doing the daily active bonus strategy, you already have an investment, right? You're already investing in, each wallet that you do. You have a staked agent for the duration of the time you're doing it. Obviously, once you're in TP cooldown, then you can unstake your agent and everything. But for that duration, you're still holding assets, and that is a risk. So my idea here is, while you're doing that, there is no reason for you to be holding onto virtual token. I sort of buy as I need. And for that reason, whenever I'm looking at a launch, I will always look for the timer to be like, 1 or 2 hours before the launch goes live. Then I will look at, in this case, if I put in like 7,000 points, you see it's recommending 564 virtual, right? Now, if we're closer to this, maybe it's going to ask me only for 10, right? So you just don't want to buy more virtuals than you need, because you will get it refunded, but maybe the market will go down. And I know some people will say, but Brown Jet, the market can go up. Yeah, but if the market goes up, we've already got enough exposure in this ecosystem. You just want to minimize your risk, your downside risk, right? All of the things we're doing in this video, all the concepts I'm sharing, is teaching you how to maximize, right? So minimize risk, maximize return. That's the approach. And you will be getting a ton of virtual when you sell your agents, okay? The other thing is, and here's somebody else who adds zero value. Hawkage is somebody who's known for just posting a bunch of garbage. And then, in this case, never has added a single bit of value to virtuals, and goes, hey, use my referral link so I can earn 20% from your trading. This guy's done nothing, shows up and basically is trying to make money off people on the ecosystem, has done nothing. Here's what I'm showing you, and this is something I think all of you should do. You literally are leaving virtual tokens on the table if you have not set up a referral flow. So I know I keep talking about creating multiple wallets, but let me just sort of make this clear. What you want to do is have 2 side wallets that will basically have a referral network where all of your action wallets will be connected to. So if you create your 2 side wallets, right? So, wallet 1, wallet 2, then all your virtual wallets get referred by wallet 2. Their fees go up 1 level to wallet 2, and then up another level to wallet 1. So you're actually getting a massive amount of rebate, right? I share this with you because I want you guys to be minimizing your costs, right? Those fees that you're paying on the trades, I want you to get most of those back. So if you do it this way, right, you have your main wallet, well, guess what? You trade money, it flows back some percentage over here to your side wallet and your other side wallet. So do this instead of giving these shameless people like Hawkaju at zero value the money. Why does he deserve your money? He doesn't. Neither do I, which is why I recommend you guys do this for yourself, okay? And obviously, this is the website that you can do this in, all right? You can see here, look, 8 direct refers, 42 secondary refers on this other wallet that I have. This is sort of what you want to do. Now, if you also want to save some more money and some time, I recommend you check out Trust Swap, which is an application by Degen Ape. This allows you to claim and sell your tokens really fast. It's a 1% fee compared to the, I believe, 3 to 5% you pay from the actual integration for virtuals. But because you're selling, that volume never counts toward your daily active bonus. Anyways, it only matters when you're buying. So I really like this agent because it allows me to get in and claim my tokens before those on the virtuals platform, and it also allows me to sell them so that I can maximize selling it on the initial candle. And finally, taking profit, because that's the most important part, right? Well, going back here, we talked about sort of the wallet cluster. My strategy here is do not bid on, hey, the new launches today, I'm going to bid 1,000 points here, 5,000 points here. I used to do that. No point doing it. Save your points for the best launches, and then when you do it, claim and dump right away. And the reason you do this is because a lot of launches, they will initially peak and then they will start trickling down. Yes, the better quality ones like Solace will come down first and then trickle up, but our goal here is to continuously make money. So can treat these wallets like your Kaito wallet, your Dab Point wallet, and your Dab Point wallets like catching points, and just collect, spend it all, dump your agent, unstake the token, create another wallet, and do that. The one other thing I will mention, because I forgot to, is when you're doing this, do not link your wallets within the website. Using referral is fine, but do not go into the options and actually connect the wallets, because then there might be some future thing where like you get TP cooldown on everything. And if you want to go the extra step when you're funding these wallets, I actually fund my wallets through a centralized exchange, so they're not connected at all. That's also something that you can do. So I hope that makes a lot of sense. I hope this gives you some more insight into how you can capitalize on the virtuals ecosystem. If you want to get the strategic advice way sooner, if you want to know exactly what's going on a daily basis, I talk about all of this within the Web3 Secret Society. We have a channel specifically for AI agents, and there's a lot of us who are constantly sharing exactly what we're doing. So check that out. I've got some paid services linked down below. But with that being said, make sure you'll hit the like button, because remember, guys, I'm giving you so much alpha and I am hurting my bags. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter. Until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks again for watching.